Hey everyone, before we dive in, please subscribe to my channel for more stories like this one. Now, let's get started. I'm Sophia Bennett, 25 years old. The moment I truly understood my place in my family came on the morning they called off my birthday celebration for my sister's big date. "We're pushing your party back, darling," my mom said, her voice as smooth as polished glass. "Claire's having dinner with the mayor's son, and the house needs to be flawless." She was arranging lilies like we were curating an art gallery, not our living room in Fairfield, Connecticut. My dad was polishing a silver platter we hadn't used in years. Claire floated in, wearing a pale silk dress I'd unknowingly helped fund, a dress that screamed wealth before it whispered her name. "25's not a big deal," she purred, the way people do when they've never had to work for anything. No balloons, no birthday waffles, no one even wished me happy birthday. Just a swift redirection of priorities. My day brushed aside like a piece of furniture blocking their path to impressing Preston Whitaker III. I stood in the kitchen, the fancy coffee machine I'd gifted them humming in the background, and felt something sharper than anger crack open inside me. For 18 months, I'd been the one keeping our family's mortgage alive, $3,200 a month flowing from my account to theirs. I paid for insurance, property taxes, the landscaping my mom swore boosted our home's charm, and the cleaning service who knew my routine better than my parents did. I was the dependable one, the practical daughter, working 60-hour weeks at Crestwood and Lane, the youngest senior analyst to single-handedly manage corporate turnarounds while quietly anchoring the Bennett household. They didn't just cancel a party, they shattered the illusion that I was more than a budget line to them. "Could you call the guests, honey?" my mom asked, her relief palpable when I agreed. Sweet Sophia, always so understanding. Her gaze was already on the crystal vases, the flowers, the dance of impressing the Whitakers. I climbed the stairs to the bedroom I'd moved back into 2 years ago to help with a temporary financial dip, opened my laptop, and stared at the banking portal where my family's life was reduced to numbers I balanced. The next mortgage payment glowed on the screen like a vow I was done keeping. I clicked into the settings and paused it. My finger lingered just long enough for old loyalties to make their case. Then I confirmed, and the relief hit like dropping a weight I pretended wasn't crushing me. My phone pinged. My college best friend, Mia, texted, just landed. "Where's the birthday girl headed?" "Change of plans," I replied. "Meet me at the Stanford Marriott. We're doing this my way." Downstairs, my mom rehearsed her perfect hostess act. Upstairs, I rewrote my role. I browsed downtown lofts, checked the property tax site. Next payment due in 10 days. I logged into my insurance account and scheduled cancellations, not out of spite, but to restore reality. By the time I slid into my beat-up Civic, heading for the airport, the sky over I-95 was a dull pewter. Mia's fiery hair glowed, like a beacon at the arrival's curb. She hugged me tight and whispered, "Happy birthday, queen of fixing everyone's chaos." We drove into Stanford and I spilled it all. The canceled party, the 18 months of carrying their weight, the quiet slights that only added up when you saw them in rows and sums. "How long?" she asked when I mentioned the mortgage. 18 months, I said. Her whistle sliced the air. "That's not support. That's life support for people who won't fix themselves." At the hotel bar, she ordered champagne I didn't feel I'd earned. I showed her the spreadsheets my family never bothered to look at. Car insurance, health plans, Claire's unused gym membership she flaunted like a status symbol, boutique subscriptions, the Audi lease in her name I'd co-signed, because my parents said my credit was stronger. The mileage overages, the unreported fender scrape, the penalties lurking like traps. My dad's office lease in a building that screamed success he hadn't earned. The country club fees. The timeshare pamphlets labeled investments in his desk drawer. The crypto schemes, the health supplement hustle, the IRS notices. I showed Mia the loan application I'd found in May, my name forged in Claire's looping handwriting. The investigator's report I'd ordered after, because I needed evidence solid enough for a courtroom, if it came to that. I'd been tracking everything: debts, transfers, their flimsy excuses, because documenting is what I do. I could save failing companies in my sleep, but my own family? They saw my competence as an endless well. "What's the plan?" Mia asked, her gaze steady, like she was holding the door open for me. Consequences, I said. Not punishment. Truth. I'd already mapped it out. Cancel the mortgage transfer after the due date to spark a wake-up call. End the insurance policies Monday. Let the property taxes surface before liens kicked in. Cancel subscriptions one by one, so Claire would feel the weight of money for the first time. I'd move out before their panic could sway me, before my mom's tears softened my spine. I'd secured a job offer from a Stanford startup, nearly my current salary with room to grow my own clients. I'd been approved for a loft, a landlord waiting for my signature, a life I could afford once I stopped bankrolling their facade. We raised our glasses. To calculated kindness, Mia said. To knowing love isn't the same as rescue, I replied. I scheduled a bottle of champagne to arrive at my parents' dinner with a note. Congratulations on choosing what matters. Love, Sophia. It was grace. It was goodbye. Hartford's lights flickered on outside the hotel. One building at a time, a city settling into night. I closed my laptop. Tonight, my family would have their perfect moment, centered on Claire's future. Tomorrow, they'd learn what happens when you ignore the foundation to polish the surface. Sunday morning, my phone pierced the quiet of my Hartford hotel suite. Habit nearly stopped me from answering, but I picked up. My mom's voice broke through, frantic. Sophia, thank God. The bank called. The mortgage payment didn't go through. There's got to be a mistake. Fix it. Sunlight bathed the city in gold outside my window. I said good morning first, because that felt important. Then, calmly, I explained there was no mistake. I hadn't paid. The silence on the other end was thick, broken by my dad's urgent questions in the background. What do you mean you didn't pay? My mom whispered. I repeated it. I'd stopped the transfer. My dad came on speaker, his voice climbing, demanding answers. I laid it out. Insurance policies ending tomorrow, property taxes due in 9 days, the Audi lease violations, the phone plans, the gym memberships, the subscription boxes. You can handle it, I said evenly. You've always had choices. You just never had to make them. The reaction was instant, my mom pleading, my dad negotiating, Claire wailing about her car, her phone, her country club dinner next weekend. Their voices overlapped until their panic became a hum. When I spoke, my calm surprised even me. Do you know what I've carried? $4,800 a month. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, your luxuries. I have every receipt. Your debts, your loans, Claire's credit card balances, the forged loan application she tried to sneak through with my name. I've been your lifeline. That stops now. Claire's voice cut in, sharp, calling me spiteful, cruel, obsessed with a birthday. That word, birthday, was the final straw. She still thought this was about cake and gifts. I told her what was coming. Her car facing repossession, her phone cut off, her subscriptions gone, her modeling fund dead. If you want to keep up appearances, maybe Preston Whitaker will cover it. Or you could get a job like most 23-year-olds. My dad, still trying to broker peace, offered repayment plans, temporary fixes. I laughed, not with joy, but with the bitter clarity of their blindness. I've been warning you for 2 years. You ignored me because it was easier to drain me than to take responsibility. Their voices quieted, the murmur of people finally facing the truth. No more Sophia will fix it. No more Sophia will pay. Now, they had deadlines and consequences. My mom asked what I wanted. Respect, I said. Accountability. Recognition that I'm a person, not a resource. I told them I'd taken a new job. I was moving out. I was choosing my own future. My dad's voice broke on moving. My mom whispered, "You're abandoning us." I told them the truth. I'm moving forward. Claire begged in the background, her polished tone cracking. I can't show up in Dad's Toyota. What do I tell Preston? I answered with steel. Tell him the truth, or say nothing. That's your choice now. Their panic faded into stunned silence. I told them they had 10 days to cover the mortgage, like any family would, cut costs, sell assets, earn income. I wasn't unique. They weren't helpless. They just convinced themselves they were. I hung up, turned off my phone, and looked out at Hartford, a city pulsing with people living lives they'd chosen. For the first time in years, I was ready to join them. By Wednesday, The messages flooded in. My mom, insurance lapsed. My dad, I can't drive. The bank, $3,472 plus fees. Due now. What do we do? Claire, my phone cut off mid-call with Preston. Fix it. Their world unraveled in frantic texts. Then my dad's business partner, Tom, called. He's been pulling $18,000 from the company to cover personal expenses, he said, voice tight with anger. If he doesn't replace it, we can't make payroll. I'll end the partnership. I'll report him. The weight of my dad's theft hit me hard. He hadn't just mismanaged. He'd stolen from employees, banking on his dependable daughter to keep the house afloat. Then another call, chillingly unexpected. Preston Whitaker himself, calm and precise. Miss Bennett, Claire asked me to reach out. She says you're withholding funds, causing issues with her car and phone. My laugh was sharp, empty. I told him the truth, no venom. I'd stop funding their lives. He paused. Claire said this was about sibling rivalry, a birthday spat. But this sounds serious. His tone shifted, calculating. I'll ask her for the truth. Thank you for your honesty. I hung up, trembling, a mix of vindication and grief. Even Claire's golden boy was seeing through her now. That night, my Aunt Laura called. She'd come for the canceled party and found chaos. My mom in tears, my dad muttering about bankruptcy. Claire locked in her room. Are you really okay with them losing the house? She asked, voice tight. Yes, I said. Sometimes you need to lose something to learn not to burn it down. They're trying, she whispered. Your dad's been to 3 banks. Your mom's called everyone she knows. Claire applied for 6 jobs yesterday. I closed my eyes. Progress, messy, humbling, but progress. They were finally learning effort, hunger, life. By Thursday, a knock came at my new apartment door. Claire, eyes puffy, hair in a messy ponytail, her designer shine replaced by the exhaustion of someone who'd cried more than slept. She wore jeans and a faded tee, not the polished armor she used to wear. Can I come in? She asked, voice raw. I let her in. Her eyes scanned the loft, lingering on the simple furniture, the desk where my laptop glowed with spreadsheets. This is nice, she said, as if noticing for the first time that I'd built something outside our family's walls. I've been saving for years, I said. We sat in silence until she spoke. Preston ended things yesterday, she said, flat, like she'd said it too many times to feel the sting. I braced for blame, but she surprised me. He said he wants honesty, not facades. He's right. I've been pretending to be someone I'm not, and I don't even know who I am. Her voice shook, and I saw not the entitled sister I'd carried, but a girl who'd never been asked to stand on her own. How do you do it? She asked. Pay bills, save, plan, and not collapse? My laugh was gentle, tinged with sadness. I collapse, Claire. It's not easy. It's discipline, choosing what matters, sacrificing for it, working every day. She nodded, blinking fast. I applied for a marketing assistant job. $32,000 a year, but it's a start. I'm selling my clothes, my jewelry, maybe $15,000. I'm trying, Sophia. Her voice broke, but it wasn't a performance. It was real. Pride slipped into the space where resentment had lived. That's a beginning, I said. Keep going. She nodded, her chin trembling. Mom's talking about a full-time job. Dad's trying to pay Tom back, but he doesn't know how. They're mad at you, but they're also waking up. Her eyes held a new clarity. We treated you like a bank, like your money wasn't yours. We were terrible. Something eased inside me. I hadn't hated her. I'd hated what she stood for, what she took from me. I didn't want to hurt you, I said. I wanted us to grow. She stood to leave, her hand resting on the chair. I don't know if Mom and Dad will ever say it, she said softly, but I'm going to try to be better. I don't want to be that person anymore. When she left, I sat in the quiet, feeling something stronger than relief. Hope. 3 months later, December snow dusted Hartford streets. My consulting firm, Bennett Financial Solutions, was days from launching. My phone rang, my mom. Her voice was shaky, but softer, almost humble. Sophia, I hope I'm not bothering you. We saved the house, just barely. Your dad sold the Lexus. I sold jewelry. Claire sold her things. I took a full-time job at the local library, running adult literacy programs. I love it. Her voice caught, but she continued. Your dad's business adapted. Smaller office, new software, virtual services. His revenue's up 30%. Claire's in night school for business, working full-time, dating someone who makes her smile, not pose. I listen, a lump in my throat, hearing change, real change. Most of all, she whispered, I'm sorry. We didn't just take your money. We took your future, treated you like a tool, not our daughter. I hate that it took losing you to see it. I looked out at Hartford's skyline, my new life shimmering. For the first time, I believed her. At Christmas, I drove back to Fairfield. The house felt simpler, stripped of pretense. My dad, apron askew, debated turkey basting with Claire's new boyfriend. My mom's laugh was genuine. Claire's smile was real. My dad pulled me aside, handing me an envelope. $500, he said. The first payment back. Not because you need it, but because we owe you. Because respect means repayment. His eyes didn't demand, they gave. I cried harder over that envelope than I had over their rejection fears. 6 months later, another envelope arrived with their repayment check and a birthday invitation for me. Nothing lavish, just family and friends celebrating someone they loved and respected. I held the letter, hands shaking, thinking back to my 25th, when my birthday was sidelined for a dinner that fell apart. Now, my family wanted to honor me, not for what I provided, but for who I was. The crisis I'd set in motion hadn't broken us, it had rebuilt us. Stopping their mortgage wasn't revenge, it was the gift of truth. And in the end, it gave me the greatest gift, a life of my own and a family finally worthy of my love. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If Sophia's story resonated with you, subscribe to my channel where we uncover the hidden struggles behind closed doors and the courage it takes to overcome them.